Back in 2003, the Fox network ordered a 6-minute pilot for the Boondocks. The pilot was created, but Fox ended up passing on the show. In an interview with AV Club, series creator Aaron McGruder basically stated that he had a lot of difficulties working not just with Fox, but with broadcast television in general. It was really hard for him to truly be funny, and he didn't want to create a watered-down version of the Boondocks, which is ultimately what would have happened if Fox would have picked it up. Fox fumbling the bag ended up working well in Aaron's favor, though, because Mike Lazzo, the then vice president of Adult Swim, ended up seeing this pilot, and he said, hey, you know what? You don't gotta conform to those same rules over here on cable. You could basically do whatever you want. And thus, it became the iconic series that we know and love today. But whatever happened to that Fox pilot? For nearly 21 years, it was actually considered lost media until about 2 weeks ago, when a user by the name of Cal_Eastwood uploaded the pilot in its entirety to the Internet Archive. Prior to this discovery, the only footage that we really had of this pilot existing was a short 30-second clip that was actually uploaded on Twitter by Carl Jones, a former producer of the show. Granted, this wasn't HD by any means. I think he just kind of filmed it off of his TV by using his phone, and the tweet was shortly deleted right after, so I think Fox might have copyright claimed it or something at that point. Now, after watching the pilot for myself, I could honestly say that yes, I do agree with Aaron in the fact that the show did definitely feel watered down, especially compared to what we ended up getting on Adult Swim later on. One of the main differences in the Fox pilot is, of course, the art style. The Fox pilot used an art style that more closely resembled the original comic strip, whereas Adult Swim went with the more anime-influenced art style that we all know and love. Riley was still voiced by Regina King, but Huey was actually voiced by Alicia Keys in the pilot. Granddad was more or less the same character, and he was still voiced by John Witherspoon, rest in peace. Riley and Huey also felt a little friendlier in the pilot. They definitely acted more kid-like in nature, and it seemed like the producers of the show were trying to hint at a potential future romantic relationship between Jasmine and Huey. I think they even tried going for that in the first season of the official series, but that ended up getting scrapped early on in the show's run. But by far the craziest thing about this pilot for me is the fact that Uncle Ruckus was apparently supposed to have kids.
I don't even talk to my own black-ass kids no more. I got all these beautiful children right here in Woodcrest.
I've watched the entire Adult Swim series, and I don't remember Uncle Ruckus having kids of any kind in the show, and I can't picture him having one, much less multiple. So in my opinion, the Fox pilot wasn't bad by any means. I actually think it's really good, and it's cool seeing it because it gives us a bit of an idea of what Fox would have done with the series. But at the end of the day, the Adult Swim version of the Boondocks is clearly the superior version. The Fox pilot, in my opinion, really does feel like the 4Kids dub of One Piece, if that makes sense. But I want to hear from you guys now. What do y'all think about the Boondocks pilot? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Sound off in the comments below.